Substituting for Bromley, 2, Joe Howe, 8, Lee Mitchell, 14, John Hicks, 16, Reece Preston, and 19, Randy Goldwell. 96, 18.
New era in the history of Guiseley Football Club, with Adam Lockwood taking over as caretaker manager on a temporary basis for now, at least, of course. And as Dave says, it's not been a great start. Nick Keith alongside me for this afternoon's game. Nick, we start here, a new era, a new chapter in the history of Guiseley Football Club.
Yeah, different feel around Nethermoor today, Chris, and quite a few interesting expressions as kick-off is taken in this game. A lot of different emotions around amongst the fans and the officials around the ground. It's certainly a different lineup for Guiseley. Awful lot of attackers in it, Chris, as I'm sure you'll get to in a moment.
Johnson down his left-hand side, 7 minutes gone here at Nethermoor Park. Ollie Johnson gets the ball into Preston. Preston goes for goal, drags it wide. Wasn't the easiest of chances. It took a bounce on its way through from Ollie Johnson into his path. And he just caught it on the bounce, just pulled it a couple of yards wide.
Because without Jack Lawler, with the two shorter players in midfield, they do lack a bit of height today.
Corner out comes in from Bromley, and they've hit the post, and it's still not clear yet as Dan Johnson swings a foot at it, but Bromley hit the post. I think it was Dan Johnson who just swung something at it.
Well, yeah, via
with Rob Swain. The referee allows play to continue. So nothing wrong. And now Javan Vidal bursts into the penalty area. Javan Vidal forces a save from Julian. Alex Perver, who was falling, just nods it back up into the air. The ball not entirely cleared away by Bromley. Can boys keep this in play? He can. Couldn't find Hatfield though. Finds Ollie Johnson. Johnson in field. Now Hatfield, he's been brought down by Connor Diamond. And the free kick goes in Guiseley's favour.
Poor challenge that, really. Hatfield's running away from Diamond. He's had to come around him to try and make the challenge. And it's late as well. I don't think the referee will allow him to make too many like that in the game. Will just up, walking gingerly on his right ankle at the moment.
And a yellow card it is for the young midfielder, Connor Diamond.
I wondered whether he was just
the first thing to go in the book.
Talking to from the referee there, but I think that's the right decision.
Now where did a pitch of energy rings around Nethermoor as Jordan Preston now gets into the 18-yard box on the right-hand side, pulls the ball across, doesn't find a white shirt though, and Blair Turgott can now look to just knock the ball away. He's been caught up though with his own touches and then plays a good ball out to George Porter on the left-hand side. He goes down. I think he slipped more than anything. He was barely touched by Javan Vidal, but Vidal is going to be spoken to by the referee.
If he's going to give that as a free kick that close to the edge of the area and at speed, then you wouldn't be surprised, and he has done, if you book the player for it. There wasn't much in the foul, but if the referee thinks it's a professional one where he's just done the bare minimum to stop the player advancing, then that would explain it.
Preston plays it over to that right-hand side, finds Ollie Johnson. Johnson back to Hatfield. Bromley intercepts it. Dan Atkinson now is going to come out to the edge of his box and collect that.
Vital
things down.
Vital save and clearance by Guiseley on the edge of the 6-yard box on the stroke of half-time. That would have made all the difference, Chris, to the course of this game.
Laffy Pavey, now Turgott gets the knockdown from Pavey. Turgott gets to the edge of the box, goes for goal, and Bromley have scored. And it's terrible defending from Guiseley. They all stood off him and let Blair Turgott just waltz through. Subdued atmosphere at Nethermoor now. Guiseley 0, Bromley 1. It's now all about the response from the Lions. What can they do? As Jeremy Dahl just knocks the ball in. Well, he's given a penalty. Javan Vidal tried to nod the ball back to Dan Atkinson. Dan Atkinson came out. There was an onrushing attacker. It's George Porter who was chasing down. Well, it's Louis Dennis, short run up, puts it into the back of the net. And it's Guiseley 0, Bromley 2.
It's really, really poor defending. It's really poor. Find your own player.
And Bromley are through again now with Pavey in the box. Pavey hits the woodwork. He hits the right hand post and it comes straight back out on that far side for a ghastly throw. He hits it with some pace to Alfie Pavey, but again he found himself in acres of space far too easily.
I mean, he swung.
John Preston plays a good ball into Adam Smith. Adam Smith, right hand side of the 18-yard box, turns back in field, he goes for the left-footed, and that is woeful. He's gone for a left-footed chip, and he's just chipped it into the keeper's hand from about 5 or 6 yards away. Bromley have taken the free kick quickly. It comes back now to Louis Dennis. Back now to Max Porter, and Porter scored! From the edge of the box, Max Porter gets a left-footed shot off, and it's into the very bottom corner. Not much Dan Atkinson could do about it.
A few rows in front of us before the game, and he was invited, whisked over to the hospitality plinth in front of the hospitality porter cabin.
Well, it's not every day you get the first ever Premier League goal scorer.
Was he? Was that his? I knew he was around that era.
And on boys now, he can't get his proper shot off it. So he hits the crossbar.
Goodness sake.
His second effort.
It's just not fair.
Hits the underside of the crossbar by Bromley. Now Porritt scoops into the box, gets the cross in, takes a deflection back to Adam Smith. Smith scores! Takes a deflection on his way through, and he's met by slightly sarcastic cheers as well. But Guiseley have got a goal back. Guiseley 1, Bromley 3. Lee Minshall in boxing yellow. He doesn't need it. He's scooting past 3. And Bradley Goldberg has scored a wonderful 4th goal. It's an excellent run, but once again, it's far too flaming easy. Far too easy for Bromley to just waltz through. He finished it well. Atkinson could get a touch on it, but no more. Just to help into a top corner, and that is the cue for the exodus of Lions fans to leave Nethermoor. The comeback is well and truly off. And I didn't see if there was any head time, and thankfully the referee has blown the full-time whistle.
That's a mercy call, that.
I don't know where to start. At half-time, 0-0. A generally solid performance from the Lions. The first time we hadn't conceded a goal in a half of football. In the second half, we've completely imploded upon ourselves with some pathetic defending that's allowed a Bromley side. Well, we've made them look like Brazil today. We really have, in the second half especially.
I'm afraid